Okay, I looked into answering the question of whether using concrete or dirt when installing a fence post. And in order to do that, I figure the best people to check out are the professionals, and those to me are utility pole installers. Why? Because those poles are huge, they're very heavy, they dig them down deep into the dirt, so they're hitting lots of different soil types. And I've never seen one fall over in my life, so I figure they last a long time. So let's check out the different types of installs. So the first one up, all right, first up I found a video from PG&E of some people installing one of their utility poles, and look what they did. So they're installing the gravel, as you saw the bag labeled. The nice guy Ward Company did that. And I'll zoom it up a little bit. That's all they used, and they just pushed in the gravel all the way to the top, and that's how they installed it. Okay. Next up, I figure, well, that's PG&E. Let's see what the other professionals use. So I figure let's check out Verizon. Verizon's not a utility, but they work on telephone poles, etc. These guys are also installing it on the street. So here's what they did. They installed it using dirt with some gravel. Looks like they busted up from the actual street. So they reused what they had on site for the most part. So that's a utility company and telecommunications company. That's how they did it. One did all gravel, one did all dirt. So I was trying to figure out, how do the schools teach their students how to do it who are becoming linemen for their job? And I found the Lamar Institute out in Texas, and this is what they used.
Now the poles lined up, they're going to backfill and tamp. We're going to shovel dirt in and tamp it from the bottom up. We're done backfilling the hole. All the excess dirt we pile up around the pole so that when it rains, the dirt settles, it'll fill back in. We won't have any holes or voids around the pole.
So all three are using dirt, gravel, or a combination of both. And the most important thing is they're compacting them down so it makes a good solid structure for the pole to stay attached to and not move around. And that's the purpose of concrete. It's to keep it in one place and not move and be very, very stable. But what would be the negative effects if you did use concrete anyway? So let's go through them. There's actually a company that creates this post buddy that helps prevent snapping, and it makes a lot of sense. If your concrete's in there holding the lumber tight and you got big strong wind or something happens, it's going to snap. So if it snaps, now you have inside the ground a lot of concrete that needs to be taken out in order to fix the wood. I think the big picture is you don't want a big heavy piece of concrete in the ground just in case something happens to your fence, whether the wood post rots on top or a big gust of wind come and ruins it. You don't want to have to dig that out. So by using just the soil nearby the current hole, you're good to go. All right, so what's another reason why you don't use concrete? Here's a really good example, I figure. So right here is some water. And if you notice, right where the water, concrete, and wood meet, there's going to be some movement no matter what. With the changing weather, expanding, and contractions, water is going to get into this little tiny little piece of hole right there for you. It's going to get in there, and eventually, if you have ice, it's going to get in there and expand the ice and make the hole bigger, and eventually water is going to get trapped in this whole area, and it's going to start eating away at your wood and rotting because it'll never evaporate. If you don't live in an ice prone area, water still could eventually get in here because of movement over 10 years or whatever. Water will get in here no matter what, and then once it's in there, it's trapped. So that's another argument against using concrete. Okay, so now I want to show you what my house looks like after 25 years of a fence in the ground with a clay type soil, and this is what it looks like. So here's the hole I dug nearby to check it out, and here's the wood. It looks to me like it's in pretty good shape, and that's after 25 years, no concrete. So if water gets in here from the top, it could trickle down all along the sides and just keep going all the way, and it won't get trapped. I live in an ice-prone area, so ice won't accumulate as much and it will never get trapped because there's no concrete. All right, so what if you have different types of soil? As I mentioned, clay and dirt. So let's go to a company and check out what they say about the different types of soils. This is American Precast Concrete Company, and what they make is heavy concrete fences. So these things are going to be very heavy, and they're going to take a lot of pressure from the elements. So let's see what they recommend. All right, so they list the big three, which are sand, lumi, and clay, and then some lesser known ones. But basically all four of them, they're going to just say use the dirt that comes with the land you're at. So they don't tell you to use concrete, even though they're a company that makes concrete fences. And concrete fences, as I mentioned, are very, very heavy and they're going to need a lot of stability. But this company still says just to use the land that came with it. So if you're ready to build your fence, up next I got this video here of this other guy. He makes a lot of good videos. I'm sure you've seen him before. This video will show you the full fence installation that he's done, and I liked it. I checked it out when I built my fence. So go ahead and check it out, and I hope everything worked out for you. Good luck and goodbye.